back to the channel, everybody. It's DJ Sketch, and I'm finally returning with a video for you guys. Hope everybody's doing good, and as you can see, playing some Destiny 2, which I've been playing a lot of, like, for the last few weeks, which explains why I have not made an upload schedules. What the fuck are those, right? But, legit, I'll just go ahead and get to it now. It's one of my favorite games that I played this year. Like, is it the best game that's ever come out? Maybe not. But is it at least fun to me? Absolutely. And so I've definitely seen this one be extremely polarizing, yet again. Big surprise there. Because a lot of people were either like super about this game, or they were almost instantly put off this game by some of the same returning problems from Destiny 1. But also there was some new things that also just kind of just made people not really want to jump on this. But all things aside, like, I'll just go ahead and get on the good points real quick, because there are a few of them, but even still, I'll just go ahead and rapid fire those off real quick. There's finally a story. You know, there should have been one in the first one, or at least there should have been a lot more of a concrete one that shouldn't have taken 3 expansions to develop. But so far, they came out the gate correct with this one. Like, actually, the story is actually developed. The characters actually, you kind of actually care about them this time. So, good job, Bungie. Good job. And also, I'm kind of stoked out the Crucible. It's like a mosh pit mode now, so it kind of keeps you on your toes. But there's a couple reasons why I don't like this also, which I will get to in just a minute. And the strikes, of course, those remain as good as ever, even though with the Nightfall, whoo, that timer, it adds a challenge, but man, it makes it very, very tough to do. But even still, that's part of the fun. But even still, that's why it drops to like the amount of shit that it drops. And so aside from all that, there's a lot of good things. Like the gameplay also still feels tight. There's really not much that was changed with that, except for some of the subclasses and what you can and can't do now. Like the Arc Blade's gone, but now you get the Arc Staff, which is pretty sick. Can't say that's a bad thing. But while we're on the subject, let's just go ahead and get into things that are the not so great parts of Destiny 2. Even though I know the fanboys may want to crucify me after this, but you know what? Fuck it. It's opinions. If you don't like it, don't watch it. That's all I can really tell you. But of course, there's some cheesy bits in the story, some cheesy one-liners, but of course, you know, that's what you're gonna expect. But that's minor compared to everything else I'm about to mention. And the main thing or one of the main things that really still bothers me about this game and just about everything that Activision puts out, why is it still on peer-to-peer? Even if it is a console game, I know the PC version, or at least I would hope, would get dedicated servers, but this one wasn't developed for past-gen consoles, so it's just current-gen and PC. So I don't understand. Like, once again, Activision. I know Activision plays more of a part in this than Bungie, I would hope, but even still, why is it still on peer-to-peer? Like, why? I know it's a more stable system than the last game, but even still, like, where are the deadies at? Because this is like one of those games where it's almost. Well, I guess when we had the last game, it was a necessity. But still, at this point, like, why would that not be a thing to add in, you know? Why not? And also, the biggest thing that I see a lot of people, including myself, getting stuck on certain light levels, especially around the 260 to 280 range. There's a lot of suggested ways to do this to where that won't happen. But especially if you're like just playing the game, or especially if you're new to this, is one of the good things about this, you can jump into this game without even really playing the first Destiny 1, which is kind of the good thing. But with Destiny 2, much like Destiny 1, there are these points where you're gonna hit a wall, or hit the ceiling rather, and you're just gonna feel like you should be like grinding away, and not making any progress. There are ways to fix that, but even still, like the ways of going about that, some of them are a little more cryptic than others, and more or less what you got to do is just try to hold off on opening certain engrams, which is really like the best advice that I've gotten so far. Which actually, as soon as I started doing that, it worked. And also, if you can get the squad medallions, I definitely suggest using those. Also, the exotics, it's sick. Like, there's the amount of exotics that are in this game, but also there's a lot of exotics that are popping up from Destiny 1. Which, a lot of the people that I talked to, like, that's a little bit of a disappointment, because they mostly wanted to see all new stuff, which I can agree on. But with the generosity of the exotic drops, I've been getting so many dupes, like, it's kind of insane. Like, I'm not complaining, because, I mean, that is more things you can shard, especially if you don't need it. Getting like 2 and 3 of the same thing sometimes isn't a bad thing necessarily, but just the fact that in Destiny 1 it was such a highly coveted thing to get a bunch of exotics, especially a bunch of different ones, and very rarely get duplicates. As far as I can remember, it has been a while since I played Destiny 1. But even still with Destiny 2, like within the first week, I got duplicates of just about everything I had, which was about 10 different items roughly. So that's a little bit strange, but even still, I know that's something that's probably going to get patched at some point, so we'll see what happens with that. And Crucible matches, like this is where the whole mosh pit thing kind of gets turned on its ear, you know. When the teammates aren't playing the objective, especially if you're going into these, like this game type solo, it's almost impossible to carry a team. Like unlike Call of Duty, like one person cannot carry a team before. Like you can't. And especially when your teammates aren't playing the objective, like that also, it kind of sucks when like you're like the only person who's trying to play the objective and everybody gets the same rewards, even though the rewards typically are better when you're winning. But at the same time, you have people that are just like fucking off, not playing the objective. It can be a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, you get something just for playing. And even funnier fact, people are already trying to boost in this game. So I've watched like people like clan boosting, and I think it's funny, but at the same time, it's like that's kind of soft. Like you're boosting in a game that really has no KD or leaderboard. So tight work on that, bud. And the Nightfall timer, which I mentioned earlier, it's like it does add a challenge, but also at the same time makes it like that much harder and like that much of a bitter pill to swallow when you do fail, especially if you've done it like several times at that point. But that's all I got, guys. Thank you again for checking out the channel. I will see you guys on the next one.